Alright guys, so today's tip is to use stamps with only heat embossing. That's what we are going to do. Again, we're trying to keep things simple, trying to get the most out of the stamps and the supplies that we have, and yet keep it really quick and easy. So all we are going to do is heat emboss the panels, and then I'll show you how to make cards with them. I have lined up a pattern paper panel that I cut using some waffle flower nested rectangle dies. I'll link to all the supplies below, and I'm going to use this particular stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. It's called Stronger Together, and we are going to take a look at two different ways to heat emboss using colored, so non black and white, non clear. Two different ways to get heat embossing done with a color other than the standard black, white and clear. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm arranging my stamps in my MISTI, and I'm going to close the door and pick them up, standard MISTI procedure, right? And I'm going to prep my surface. I'm sorry about the background noise. It's actually my heat gun. She's heating up so that my paper doesn't warp. This is something I like to do always. I like to get my heat gun really hot so that I don't have to keep the heat exposed to the paper for a long time. It quickly melts the ink. That's the idea. So option number one is obvious. I am going to use colored embossing powder. There are many companies that make colored embossing powder. Today I'm going to make a tone and tone kind of a look, so I'm going for this ultra fine steel navy by Simon Says Stamp, and that's the embossing powder I'm using. I used Simon Says Stamp embossing and watermarking. This is a clear sticky ink, so by itself it doesn't have any color, and I'm going to double stamp just because I think I missed a spot right there, so I'm just going to catch that. Also, I first prepped my surface with anti-static powder so that the ink will only stick where I want it to stick and it won't go all over the place, right? So I want to make sure I get crisp, nice image, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. I'm getting a scratch piece of paper, and I'm going to coat this generously with embossing powder all over. Make sure I get all the places, and I'll collect the extra into my thing here. Okay, so here is what happened. Some places I think my embossing ink pad is kind of running dry. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and heat this up. Then I'm going to put this back in the MISTI, go back and stamp again with this clear sticky ink, and we'll take it from there. We'll add powder again and we'll heat again. Okay, I'll be right back. So this is the finished panel. We got it nice and good this time. Alright, option number two for doing colored heat embossing. You just need all the same supplies plus a colored ink, as you can see here. So we are going to do a bit of a magic there. The supplies I'm using are again two more stamp set. I haven't used enough. I've used barely one of these or two of these maybe. So again I'm thinking I'll use this too. This is my favorite flower, so can't blame me for that. And this stamp set is by Simon Says Stamp. It's called Delicate Flowers. I've already picked up the images I want, so I'll set this aside. Next one, Alter Inu. I have had this stamp set for a long time. For some reason or another, it just got kept away, and it's so beautiful. I just love it, but never got around to doing anything with it. So So again, coming back to the challenge, I decided don't overthink, just do it. So Botanical Garden is the name of the stamp set. It has all this beautiful botanical looking images, and these two I got Thanksgiving last year. So I'm going to combine these two with the two stamp sets you saw, and I am going to get into the groove and do our stamping. I'll explain the trick as I go along. So today's tip, or tip number 2, is create multiples. That way you, in one sitting, you can do many more stamping, coloring, images, as opposed to if you were just focusing and getting one little thing done. So always focus on creating multiples and get the most out of your time. Crafting time is always hard to come by, right? So when it comes, create multiples. That's my trick number 2. Almost like a tongue twister here. So what I'm doing here is I'm setting things up in MISTI. You don't really need MISTI for the way I'm going to do it, but you know, I'm spoiled. I like to use MISTI for all my regular stamping too. So I'm just going to go with the flow. I have it here already. I've already done the die cutting, as you can see, and picked up a beautiful pattern paper. So the idea today, what I'm doing is I'm stamping on all pattern papers. That way I'm not worried about actually making the background look beautiful. I'm starting with a beautiful background and adding stuff on top. This is something I often like to do. So that's how I use up my pattern paper stash too. Win-win, right? Okay, so this has to be done in a systematic step-by-step way. We are going to make sure that we get the sticky from this ink and the color from this ink. Okay, that's the whole point. We want to get the sticky from here and the color from here. I think if it is a pigment based ink, or I might be wrong, it still stays wet longer on the paper, so there is a chance you can maybe just go ahead and emboss with the ink itself, but I don't think you can do that with dye ink. I'm not sure, but one or the other you cannot. But the trick I'm showing you, it will always work no matter what kind of ink you're using. So sticky ink and this is colorless, and we're going to use it to our advantage. So when the stamp is clear, it doesn't have any ink yet, I'm going to put the sticky ink there, so that afterwards when I put the color on top, this is not getting anything. It's transparent, right? I'm not contaminating. If I put this first, I will contaminate my transparent ink, correct? So the sequence is important. On your stamps, first put this. Doesn't matter if you're using acrylic block or MISTI. I'm going to use MISTI just for the convenience of it, but always put the sticky ink first, then the colored ink. Alright, here we go. Going and inking this up with the sticky ink. I'm going to prep my surface with my powder tool so that I don't get ink or I don't get embossing powder stuck to where it doesn't belong. And I am going to go with the darkest ink that I have. This is Raffleberry from Alt Inyo, and add it to all of my image. See, it's clear sticky ink, so this color didn't change at all. Now close the door, stamp it. It looks beautiful just as it is, doesn't it? Anyways, we are going to heat emboss this time with clear embossing powder. I'm using the one from Zinc, but you get it in all different companies. So again, the standard drill. Bring back my paper, give a nice good coat of this powder. Make sure you got it everywhere. Tap off the excess. And the only advantage of MISTI is if in case I mess up, I can come back, I can put the paper exactly where it should be, and I can emboss again. I can't see whether I got the thing everywhere, so I'm going to go back, emboss, and see what it does. I think I should also add a sentiment, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do the exact same trick. I think I will do thanks for always being there, and I'll repeat the technique just so that you get to watch it again. There you have it. I don't have pink embossing powder, but I embossed with pink. Alright, I will keep going. I will emboss all my panels, put my cards together, and meet you at the end. Alright, it's completely another day. I have finished putting my cards together, but I just wanted to circle back with you and show you how they turned out. This was the one where we did embossing with the color, where I don't have that matching embossing powder. I don't have the colored embossing powder. So we used the sticky ink, and on top of sticky ink we added the colored ink, and then we stamped. This is one way. You also saw for the sentiment, I kind of switched it up a bit. I put this, because I was using Misty, this is only possible, or mostly possible, only with a tool like Misty, which we are using to our advantage to do double stamping. So I did the clear sticky ink, I stamped, then I did the colored ink and I stamped. Because it was Misty, I was able to get it exactly positioned. So you can, when you're using Misty, you can do either ways. You can just load your stamp with both the inks, or you can do one at a time. If you're using acrylic blocks, you will have to do both the inks and then stamp, unless you are able to do precise stamping with acrylic block, which for the life of me I cannot. Okay, so that's about this. Also, if you notice, this has got a faint shadow. That's because when I was doing some stamping in there for the first couple times, I think the paper shifted a bit and I got a little bit of shadow, but I think it looks great. This is anyways a very artistic kind of a background, so I decided to roll with it. I added a few matching gems and I mounted it on what was supposed to be a 5x7 card base, but I trimmed it up a bit so that it looks good with this die. So this is one card. Second card, which was actually our first card, what I did with the panel was I trimmed it just so that a little bit of white shows here, added interest, and I mounted it with a very thin blue craft foam. I hope you can see that peeking through. And in this case, I had used the colored embossing powder. I actually have blue embossing powder which I had used. And lastly, I decorated it with some individual, I think it's part of chunky glitter. I don't know what else to call it, but I just use these individual ones and I attach them using multi-medium glue. That is something you'll see often on my cards. I like to do that. Next is this card, where again I did exactly what we did with this card. I don't have pink embossing powder, but as you can see, I did emboss in pink by using the color ink and clear embossing powder with the clear sticky ink, of course. I use the Alto E New Botanical Garden stamp set for this one, and don't worry, I'll link to all the supplies down below so you will know exactly what I've used. Again, mounted it in another 5x7 card base, trimmed it up a bit more to match the size of this die, and good to go. Next, I did another pattern paper panel and I did heat embossing with the black. My preference is to stamp in clear ink, then add black ink, and then add clear embossing powder, because I don't have fine black embossing powder. If you have fine or ultra fine detail embossing powder, by all means, I think it will do the trick, but I don't have it. I just have the normal embossing powder, which for some fine lines like these, I don't know whether it would have worked well. So what I did was I did the exact same technique like this, where I stamped with the clear sticky ink, then stamped with the black ink, and then added clear embossing powder, because I have ultra not ultra, I think it's just detail or fine detail embossing powder. And look, it got even the letters properly, so the letters also got embossed properly, so I was happy with that. And last but not the least, I am so much in love with this stamp set. It's from Waffle Flower. The exact name of this stamp set is totally not coming to my brain, but I'll link to it below. I love this. Do you see this little girl? She's sitting on the leaf stalk. Oh, this is so adorable. Yeah, here I used ultrafine white detail embossing powder and just went with the standard embossing thing. These pattern papers, I believe they came in last month or the month before last Simon Says stamp card kit. And to somebody like me who likes more muted, more controlled kind of colors, these were a bit too loud. But when you have loud pattern papers like this, one of the simplest things to do is let them do all the hard work of coloring, and you just sit back and add something just enough to your advantage. In my case, it was just enough heat embossing with a very beautiful stamp. And then I die cut it with the matching dies. I use the leftover part of this pattern paper to stamp, and this is not embossed, only the white is embossed. And to stamp matching sentiment, I did gems, and that was it. So tips for you guys, other than just the technique of how to do heat embossing in a color where you don't have that embossing powder, I think the tip that I want you guys to leave this video with is create multiples. Make more than one. You will learn the technique, you will get better at it, and it will overall improve your crafting and also make you use more of your crafty stash. Win-win. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this video. I so appreciate your support. Thank you. Bye-bye.